So, gatekeeping Black American roles. Got more Black hypocrisy coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. As always, thank y'all for joining me. So, I got more Black hypocrisy for y'all. Now, I have often said, as well as other blacks, that black people are some of the most racist people in America. They say, some of the most racist nonsense based off of what's being labeled as racism. You know, if a white person in America says something that black leftists don't like, that white person will be labeled as a racist. Meanwhile, black people say some of the most ridiculous nonsense, and that's not supposed to be racist. Now, of course, their response to this is that, well, the typical a black person can't be racist because black folks don't have any power. And to that, I say, well, first and number one, that's not the definition of racism. That's the revised meaning of racism. And number two, there's plenty of power in social media to say that black folks, quote unquote, don't have any power. And number three, and most importantly, the average white person in America has no power to affect nobody's life. So most white people, most Americans can't be racist because the average American has no power to affect nobody else's life. So again, it's just rendering that argument just pretty much stupid. But anyway, I saw somebody uploaded a video of a black female making the claim that any roles depicting a black American should be played by and set aside for black Americans only.
Like, for real, y'all need to stop making films about black American culture and hiring black Brits. Like, that's just it. Let's just start there. So if you're putting a film out and your film is about black American culture, and I'm learning that the primary actors, the top 5 people on the call sheet are not black Americans, miss me, won't be watching it. I'll miss out. Oh well, I'll be okay. That's how we have to move. Like, we have to stop allowing people to repurpose our culture, recycle our culture to us through the lens and the performance of people who have not lived it.
They'll use non-FBAs to play FBA icons because it's cheaper, it's safer for them, and there's no pushback if they deviate from the truth. And every time they do it, the story gets watered down. If it's an FBA story, it needs an FBA voice. This is the hidden game they play. Erase and replace.
So according to that black female, Idris Elba should have never been cast in This Christmas, which was a great movie. And honestly, I was always hoping that there would be a This Christmas Part 2, but it never happened. Also, Chadwick Ejiofor should have never been cast in 12 Years of Slavery, in which he did a brilliant job. As they say in the UK, he did an excellent job of playing that role. But he's a great actor, right? Ray J. John Page should have never been cast as Chicken George in the latest version of Roots. Again, he did an excellent job of that role. He played the role, I guess, as best as it could have been played. And Cynthia Erivo, or I believe that's her name, Erivo, should have never been cast as Harriet in Harriet Tubman. Should have never been cast as Harriet Tubman in the movie Harriet. Again, that role should have been set aside for an American black woman, according to the video. And hell, she shouldn't even be cast for Wicked, because remember, Elphaba is traditionally a white role, if we want to be honest. In other words, none of them should have been cast in these roles because they're all British, so they should have never been cast in those roles. Now, where's the hypocrisy though? The same blacks that would agree with that black female in the video were the same blacks crying when supposedly these white folks, these white supremacists, were complaining about Halle Bailey being cast as the Little Mermaid, which is a white character in the Disney cartoon. When this happened, again, most white people basically couldn't care less about that. But supposedly all these white folks are online complaining about it, and black folks are crying racism. Right? Then remember when the movie Hunger Games was out, supposedly all these white folks are online complaining about the depiction of black people in District 11, or the character of Ruth being black. Again, most people couldn't care less about that, but supposedly all these white supremacists were all over the internet complaining about this, and black folks were crying racism. Right? So all of these white people who were complaining, they were supposedly white supremacists, and they were racist. Well, shouldn't that black female be called racist and be called a black supremacist because she's gatekeeping roles instead of having the best person for the job? Well, once again, people keep saying that blacks can't be racist, yet black people exhibited racism all the time. But I'm telling you, like I said, there's just so much black hypocrisy, so much hypocrisy for black people. And this is, again, another example of when I hear black people crying about oppression or being oppressed in America, I don't see any sign of any oppression of blacks. Okay, oppressed people don't get to get on social media and post stuff on social media talking about the oppressed because the oppressor, because 100 years ago, that crap wouldn't have flew. Trust me. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on this. I'm telling you, the black hypocrisy is absolutely a real thing. And for some reason, they believe that they're being oppressed while being able to speak freely.